All right, hello everyone. I'm going to do I'm going to do a short reading for each sign, starting with Virgo. I hope you are all well. It's sort of like a mid-month check-in. So let's get started with Virgo. What is Virgo's DM thinking about right now? So the next card was a Tower. Very interesting energies here. Wands, Cups, Swords, and the Tower. So this is more of a focus of internal energies here. It's like something is building up so strongly. This feeling of pain and regret and loss is overcoming him so strongly. Look at that. Woman holding a coin, woman holding a heart, and no action. So I just did a TikTok reading, and it was a lot about the regret of not taking action. So Metatron does want me to remind you that you can choose to take action in your own life without waiting on other people. And that is, with the twin flame, that's really how things change, is that that doesn't mean action towards them. Let my doubt and fears get the best of me. I'm making a plan to come back. I send you telepathic messages. Everything I do for our future. My life has changed so much since meeting you. Sorry, I'm getting all this air here. I think your person has decided that this kind of feeling of like, if you two are meant to be together, divine will bring us together. And I think that's why the Spirit's bringing up this action here for you. Because it does feel like there's been a little complacency here. Now, it does also appear that there's healing needed. So, yeah, that just came up too. Not today. Love call. Palm tree. Paradise. Coffin. So there is some like self-sabotaging behavior that goes on here. And Virgo is opposite of Pisces, and honestly, we are always called to kind of balance our energy with our opposite, right? Our twin is our polarity, and they're giving me things in a kind of roundabout way today. Be really careful with yourself not to fall into a victim mentality, and not to get like caught in like, they're showing me like this cycle of healing. Like, yes, healing is great, but what healing really means is to come back into wholeness. And when we have something that's like wrong energetically, we are out of balance in a way. This is making me feel very tired. And we have to bring that out of balance back into alignment with like the whole picture, right? I see here that you're showing up as Queen of Pentacles reversed and Queen of Cups reversed. And there's no pentacles in this spread. And what it makes me feel like is that he's convinced himself somehow this just cannot be in the physical. And really Spirit's saying that you guys don't feel like you can have this traditional permanent growth relationship for some reason. And it's so interesting. Like, look, this man is holding the phone out, and then there's a hand with the phone. It's like he's pushing away his feelings, not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person, boundaries, still angry. And then someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So it may be like where he wants... Okay, so they're saying this is about you getting really clear about your own self-love and about healing your own self. Remember that twin flame is a mirror, and it's always reflecting back to you how well that you're doing with your own journey. And there are some things within you that you're not dealing with. You expressing love to yourself, romancing yourself, allowing yourself the growth and permanence of, I feel like the Mars energy right now is very up and down, and there's some of that here. It's kind of like going back and forth between thoughts and emotions and burdens, and it's going to get to a breaking point here. You know, you have 10, 10, 5, 4, and this will come to a balance point, to a completion, when you finish this healing cycle and you step out of this victim mode. I'm having a really hard time talking right now. I know this isn't like the kind of message that we love to get, but it's like you have to liberate yourself from something. It's an important situation here. This is like the masculine runner is, and this is you, your self-worth, shadow work, and self-appreciation. The only way out of that victim mode is to integrate the darkness of our shadow. And if you need help with that, I can do that. I coach people on that all the time. I'm very good at it. And also will be doing some of that on my Instagram. Like I talk about it a lot, but I will be actually doing some sessions. So this is going to come to a breaking point, and you're going to get to where the scales tip, right? I think this is from your early childhood. And it's very hard for you and him to talk about how much fear there is around being hurt. And I never say things like this, but I almost feel like between like around 4 or 5 years old, something happened to a lot of you that was pretty dramatic. And a lot of you have pushed it out of your memory and forgotten it, which is totally normal and super common. And it's a way of our brains protect ourselves, right? We remember the good and we kind of forget the bad. But when you start going to look in the shadow, you'll see it right away. So I'm going to start Libra at 10:10. Okay, Virgo, if you want to work with me on that, if you want more information, follow me on my Instagram or sorry, it's bad. All of my information is in the box below. I can always tell when it's a throat blockage because it's like immediate out of nowhere, and it feels like something is just like tightening in my throat all of a sudden. So, well, looky there. Libra. It's almost your birthday. Let's see what your masculine has going on so we can see what's going on with you. That is the way it works. All right. Death. Page of Swords. Chariot. King of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Well, you may have been having a long period of, sorry, so I'm super empathic and my body picks up a lot of messages, so we just have to deal with it. Metatron and Saint Germain are here. Here we go. There they are. They're assisting your masculine in a really intense transformation. Letting the light in, letting the sun in. Oh my gosh. Your masculine, I think, is like, I feel right now like I could cry a lifetime. Oh my gosh, there's a squirrel right there. Hi. It must be a sign. Okay, I could cry like a lifetime of tears. It's a crazy feeling. I feel like this sun has shown itself to them. And look at the moon. And they feel they feel a weakness because of it. But that is only temporary. There is like these light bulbs going off for them that are incredibly powerful. They're showing me like a connect the dots coloring book, and how it's like that your masculine finally understands. Yeah, I think they're going through this void. Finally understands how they kept themselves in this darkness. So obviously you've gone through this over the past year. My condolences to any of you that have dealt with someone passing in your life. I see for many of you that has happened. Even if it is not a physical death, but it was an emotional separation or some kind of, and by physical I mean spiritual, but also a physical separation. If it's any of those, my condolences to you. Because those things are they teach us a lot. They're kind of the highest level teachers. When we have to, so they're giving me several things at once. When we have to face our consequences of our actions. And it's very obvious that okay, so everybody is in a victim mentality until they decide to take responsibility for their own life. And when we have a situation where the decision was made by us expressly, right? And there's no one else that could really be to blame for it, then we must take up accountability. It's like Spirit's gave you this situation where you had to make a decision, and it may have not gone the way you thought it would go. And that was divinely orchestrated to teach you a very specific lesson. They're saying there will be more. So, okay. These cards that just came up. I know we're twin flames. So that is this revelation that has been, they've moved beyond doubt. I'm so tired of sabotaging this connection. Light bulb moment. Your smile makes me melt. And it's like, there's this feeling here, you know, of like, I can't get away from this imagery of the sun and the moon. It's just, it's so powerful with twins. It's like, when someone is your complete polar opposite, and yet everything in your body is magnetic with them, it's like a completion. And you know, they're showing me there's cornucopia here. Your masculine was kind of going on this like treasure hunt through all of these options in life. It doesn't have to be other people. Looking for something that in his mind he already knew was you, and hoping to be able to replace you. You know, I'm sure you've heard this message because I've heard it too, but it's like, really, it's easy to find things that are out in the light, but when they're hidden in the darkness, right, there's just options. It's really hard to find. And there was a lot about being able to go through the darkness and then turn on his own light. And that's this Phoenix moment, right? You have transformation here twice. So obviously you've gone through it, you've changed your mind, you've changed something, and it was in the darkness that he saw what he needed to see. And also for you. And there's something here about, look at the moon again. The fact that you did not give up hope in the darkness, that's very transcendent here. You have a very much met, it's like a train, and it's like a train station, and depending on when you get to the station is the train you're going to get on. It's going to determine where you end up, right? And you had to you had to go through this darkness, and you didn't give up. So you got to the train station on time to where you really wanted to go, for the train that's going to take you to where you wanted to go. It's not a perfect metaphor, but because we don't really work like that in the physical, but I think you're getting where I'm going. I do think that there's somebody else involved in your scenario here. I see the King of Pentacles. I see the Soulmates card. And I feel like I just feel that there's another entity here. It doesn't have to be a person. Could be family. Could be whatever it is. Could be the reason for the separation. With all that being said, there is still fear, but he is overcoming it right now. Right now, there's action. He's finding this backbone to have action towards you. I think it's going to come in a way that you don't understand or expect, but it may even come through someone you know. But regardless, it will actually shed light on something that you've been wondering for quite a while, and you will reunite with this person in some sort of way. Probably in the physical, but maybe first it may be, you know, you may have dreams about this, but it may be more esoteric first, or maybe a phone call first, or you may hear somebody talking about them first, which is kind of like the birds before land, you know, signs before manifestation. All right, so Scorpio, if you want to work with me in any way, check out my description box. I have a Patreon, and I have TikTok, and I have an Instagram, and then I have an Etsy where I do readings. It just should turn back on soon. Okay, Scorpio. I'm getting this image of a cork bobbing up. We have the Sun and happy family. So there is something now. I've seen 10 of Cups twice. The Sun was in the Libra reading also. Oh, why do I really shuffle this deck so much? Let's see what we get here. The Moon and Sun. Can't make it up. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. 8 of Cups. The Sun. And 2 of Cups. Wow. I feel like you've been in heavy contemplation about walking away from somebody, something. Could be a Libra. Your person it's all this feelings connected to you and actions you took in the past. So they have an awareness that you're a spiritual connection. They are trying to They're trying to work out here and let go of the heaviness. They're saying, trust me. I'm struggling with money. I don't want this to be over. I fear if you get too close, you will hurt me. My fears keep stopping me. So your person may have another feminine energy around them. That emotionally they've detached from. Kind of hate when I hear that, but it does seem to be the truth of this. Look, the bottom of the deck. So your person feels, your person had a moment where they felt an overwhelming connection to you. And it was like this bolt of lightning directly from the sun, right? And your person may have been or has been quite a player, or someone that just wasn't reliable, that liked to have a lot of action in their life. They didn't really love being tied down. But in this wake of all of this, I feel like they created quite a bit of baggage for themselves. Maybe they like to hook up with a lot of people, and then through those situations there were consequences. Children, situations, families, what have you. I see that there is a difficulty in self-worth, and also that they like to seek validation, and in not knowing their value, they have difficulty financially. That's like always a reflection of that, right? I don't always get from the sun ego, but right now I'm getting that this person is spiritual and has a way of saying things that is the truth. It can be very blunt at times. But also, they really resist the feminine side of themselves. The masculine has been going through a period of time now, integrating their feminine aspects. And I see right here, really, really strong, that Spirit and Archangel Michael is trying super hard to wake up their feminine side. And they are having a struggle with this. I think on the next full moon eclipse is going to be quite strong with them. It is the Aries full moon. I think it affects Scorpios the most, but I see here there's full moon, there's another goddess of the moon, and then the Eight of Cups, the dragonfly, which is divine masculine, and then Spirit here. Things will improve, but it's going to be a period of time for them to understand and work with they're saying attachment style. They've been through some cycles here, like some pretty meaty cycles that are ending, and that word cycles, it always has kind of been difficult for me to understand it in a context, right? You know, astrology is just cycles in its core, and working with the energy of how we decided to incarnate and what influences that we're using. And one of the things that needs to happen with them is that the Eight of Cups is always a spiritual journey. For me, it's a beautiful card. It leads to the Nine of Cups, which leads to the Ten of Cups. And so it's a necessary detour in a lot of ways from life. It's a time when we take time to ourselves and we slow down and we actually figure out, you know, some of those slow times are blessings, because we get the, you know, as an adult, you're always like going, working. And there are times in our life where we may have an unforeseen circumstance, like we have an injury, an illness, or we have to go take care of a family member. And so we are outside of kind of daily life, in an environment where we get to be with our thoughts. And for people who are running from their thoughts, right? People who seek validation and the next thing are running from their thoughts. They don't want to be with themselves. And this journey, you have to be with yourself. You have to look at what's going on. And there is a period of time for this, your masculine, where they are going to get some time to themselves to reflect on why they continuously create these cycles of poverty and lack. And that doesn't just mean money, that also means love. And most importantly, self-love. And you're going to be one of the catalysts, or probably the main catalyst, to show them why, how, you know, someone that loves themselves acts. Because I feel like you've gone through this, or you're going through it now, and you're going to really show up in this way that's like your boundaries are very clear to them, and you are showing your internal light, right? Oh, this is such a beautiful set of cards. When someone loves themselves, it's like, it's undeniable, right? They have boundaries. And it's not just to have boundaries. They have boundaries because they love themselves. It's a natural byproduct of wanting the best for yourself, okay? So you two may have a little bit more of, you may have some communication. I don't think it's like come back into union type communication. I think it's really him being him and you being the new you. And that being a really great thing. My lungs are hurting all of a sudden. And as we've seen in the last two files, I'm really empathic. So lungs are grief. And you may want to clear your lungs, clear your grief. And also I'm crying on my left side. So you may clear those energies. You may have a family cord that needs to be cut on your left side so it can be reattached in a healthy way. Like mother, sister, whatever. Okay. So, Sagittarius, hello. And if you want to work with me, Scorpio, the information is in the box. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Not loving that energy. Virgo did have the main energy as Five of Cups. You may be dealing with a Virgo. Tower came out in, I want to say, Virgos also. Okay, so we have some big fire energy here. Big fire energy, lots of feelings. I get that this is a very similar reading to Libras. You might want to watch that. But here we have someone that you know, with all this Wands energy, and I'm still feeling like I'm trapped up in my head. So why is that, Spirit? Your person wants to make things happen. This is different energy for sure. Different energy. Person is sick of being anxious. Your person wants a victory. Your person wants action. No Chariot here, but we do see that there is a lot of desire to have a quick coming together here. I would almost say this is the energy of like a one-night situation, so just be aware of that. I see a plan to really just, hey, how you doing? Let's get together. And they may be like, oh, let's have a new beginning. And then kind of forget to mention that, oh, yeah, I've also been seeing this person or something like that. Or I have to move here, or I'm going here for work. There's some other element in the mix here. So in terms of intentions, I want to say that this is very unstable energy. I do think you will definitely be hearing from them. But I don't feel like they're going to stay the way that you want them to. And I think it's because, so we're getting a little more information here. I think you have pulled your energy back and are looking in other directions, or trying to have a new beginning in your life, and this is causing them to come towards you. I feel really strong that it's not like you're running away, but I feel like you're, oh my gosh, Scorpio got that on the bottom of the deck too. Yeah, I feel like this person's going to come in, and trust me, the last 3 readings have not been like this at all. They're going to come in and be like, hey, do you still have the same passion that you used to have for me? Or is there somebody else you're paying attention to? And even to the point where I feel like this person, okay, so there's nothing here that's screaming like dubious at all. Like the last one we had, you know, we've had some Seven of Swords come, we've had some different things. Here I see energy that's pretty surface level. We have the Magician in the mirror, and I can see this magician has been talking to some people, doing some stuff. But you have the Tower and Storm Warning together. So whatever is happening here, whatever plan this person is making is going to rock your world. And it could even be that something happens to your person that sets you on a new trajectory together. Like it could be that dramatic, because I see this here. And I see them going through a very life-changing situation. Now, it could be, when I see Two of Wands, I don't see anything that dramatic, right? I see them scheming a little. When I see Temperance in reverse, I'm thinking it's not of the highest intention. Even to the point where with this community card, there could be some sort of plot with someone else. I don't see bad intentions here, but I do see that he's going to come in, he's going to sweet talk you, but it's not to make investments in the future. It's not to, though this energy is here, okay? So he has thought about it. Whenever you have the cards show up, that energy is present. It's just not going to be acted on. What is going to be acted on is this Ace of Wands. There is some creative, passionate, new path. And I see here, it's very strongly a break and a new beginning. Part of what is in this new beginning is that you have come into an unconditionally loving aspect of yourself. Does that mean you're in full unconditional love energy with yourself? I don't quite think so, but I do think you have at least transformed a part of your life. A part of your life that had to do with childhood wounding, with your childhood, with something that happened probably with a mother with this salmon card here. I feel like you have overcame a limiting belief, and you know, Metatron is saying, he's funny. He's always funny. You may have used a lot of energy to, like, he's showing me a track with hurdles, right? You may have used a lot of energy to overcome this one hurdle. And he's saying, oh, you're a long distance runner, so you better get ready because this is going to go on for quite a long time, okay? Here it says, I wasn't even looking at this card, which is the funniest thing. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So, yeah, you guys have got some ego going on, like we all do. We're not in unconditional love with no ego yet, so it's okay. I really don't like when readers just insinuate that, you know, feminines aren't in ego and the masculines are in ego. We're all in ego. We all are in ego if we are protecting our heart to any capacity. It's not a bad thing. It's a normal thing. And that is all of the ancestral stuff you're carrying down and all of the wounding from generations that you have. This isn't just you. That's why he's saying, you know, you're a long distance runner. That doesn't necessarily mean this is going to take a long time, but he's saying, like, get better at shadow work. Like, let's go, right? You know what you're doing now. Yeah, it was hard the first time, but it's going to get easier every time you do it. And every time you do it, you're going to see the reflection back from your masculine, okay? So if you do what you've done before, and every time you make a little bit of progress and he comes back in and you go fully back into wherever you were before, and you have to, like, we never go backwards on this journey. But if you have to go through that full cycle again, this is going to take forever, right? Don't let it take forever. You can see now. You can see a bigger picture. You can see you don't have to get trapped in the thing. And the reason that the first one came first was because it was the most important one, and it probably had to do with self-worth, I'm guessing. There's a need here to not go to huge extremes with, you know, this is over, we're never getting back together. I feel a little bit of that drama here. And with twin flames, you don't have to make it so dramatic like that. You don't even have to ever think about time. You don't have to worry, because it never depends on each other. So I hope that helped you. That was a beautiful, beautiful reading. I always get confused at the end of the zodiac. Okay, Capricorn, 4552. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. Okay. So if you want to work with me anymore, I do coaching and I do readings, and I have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Patreon, and a lot of other videos I did for September full moon and the month. So let us get on to Capricorn here. Hello, Capricorn. So I generally work with Saint Germain and Metatron. Sometimes with Angel Michael. They're showing me this grove of orange trees here. They're saying a lot of what you're doing will bear fruit. Four of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. It's important that you know that, yes, it will bear fruit. It may not be the exact fruit that you're thinking it will be. Wow. Interesting. That was the first card out for Sagittarius, the Two of Wands. Okay. So. I see here a lot of kind of information has flown back and forth. Those are cards for me where there's been a lot of overthinking. You may have been sending messages you wish you hadn't. There may be a lot of people saying things that aren't necessarily true. I see a masculine really controlling his energy, being very stoic, being very grounded. Wow, interesting. Very interesting energies. I feel like there was a period of time where something happened that wasn't great. I feel like things were said that were hurtful. I am not sure exactly why I'm getting this, but what happened was that you guys triggered each other, I think, really badly. It's like this new beginning was all you may have ever dreamed, or like the best thing on earth. Full of passion, full of all of the spiritual energy, and it could have ended really, really quickly. You guys could have gotten into a fight. I don't really like doing scenarios, but I think something started that felt really good to you. Maybe you came back together because, you know, with twins, it's always like that. And you thought it was a new start, and then something happened where it went really bad, or like I pushed you away because I was scared. I think that's what happened. I think he pushed you away. I think he kind of freaked out. This may be a newer, for some of you, I think this is a newer, you're trying to figure out, is this a twin flame relationship, or what is this? Because this is really strong energies. And I feel a bit confused. Like, heartbroken, stabbed in the back. Not enough. Girl with the snake. Love. Okay. Abundance on the bottom of the deck. Do you feel like this is a scenario where you guys got together, you thought it was amazing? I don't know that you ever actually said that, but I think there was an idea here that, oh yeah, we're gonna be together because of these big feelings. And I think he got triggered and pulled away, and you triggered these wounds, right? And now he might be with the karmic, because that's my karmic card, where if he ghosted you, now he has to go get his karma from her to see how it feels, and it's just a big gross mess, and you're left wondering what is going on, and he's not talking. Anyway, what I do see here is that you feel this really intense connection, and he feels it too. And it's kind of throwing him for a loop. And I see that he's being shown signs, he's being shown synchronicities. There's all sorts of, like, oh, wow, those are some strong cards. I don't feel like anybody's saying anything. I don't feel like there's any kind of communication here. To be honest, this hasn't happened yet, but I'm like, why? What are we wanting to know here, Spirit? What are we wanting to know here? Let's get another deck. What do you want the Capricorns to know about what's going on, and what do they need to work on in themselves? So you know that always your twin flame is reflecting you back to you, and you have to be the one that changes. Two Nine of Cups. Isn't that interesting? You kind of need to move forward. You're stuck, it looks like. Two Eight of Swords and two Nine of Cups. Wow. You're kind of stuck. And I know that you are very hopeful here. Wow. Star, 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups. You're very stuck on this person right now, and I feel like you're kind of in this fantasy world. This is such a hard place to be, because I've been here and I know it's a very hard place to be. So let me give you my best advice, though I don't really think anything will help you out of it until you decide to, you know, a lot of it just happens in divine timing, and I hate that phrase, but that's the truth. I see you kind of going around in a cycle here of, why won't he come back? Why won't he come back? And as long as you're in that cycle, he will not come back. And you can't do stuff to make him come back. That's not how this works. You have to move forward for yourself, by yourself, with the desire to leave this codependency behind. And I know it's a big word, and it's a psychological word, and it has a lot of negative connotations, but what it really means at the heart of it is that you make decisions for yourself, by yourself, for your life, and you move forward. And as far as I have seen things go, and I've worked with a lot of people, there's not another way around it. Like, you have to become, what you're working on right now is integrating your divine masculine, and they're integrating their divine feminine. And part of what that means is that you don't wait for other people to make decisions. You make your decisions. It doesn't mean you can't get information and you can't get opinions, but when you make the decision, it's for you and it's by you. And what that is teaching you is to take full responsibility for your life. And this was in a reading, I think it was either Virgo or Libra, that sometimes you get a result from a decision that you make and it's not what you thought it would be, and that there is a divine purpose in teaching you a lesson like that. And it's very important for you to go through the process of making a decision that's a mistake, because that will teach you more than anything really ever could. So that's what Spirit has to say to you, and I hope that has helped you. If you want to work with me, please find the stuff in the box below. I'm going to move on to Aquarius. Ooh, Aquarius. Big energies. Person's thinking of you a lot. Oh yeah, big energy. A lot of energy coming through. So let's see what we have going on here. Nine of Cups in the Fool reverse. Interesting. Do you feel like you missed your chance at happiness? Are you afraid that if you commit to something, you'll miss your chance at happiness? That's sort of what it feels like. Okay. Judgment. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Five of Cups, Devil, and the beautiful Seven of Swords, which I don't think has come up yet. Look at all of this blue and green. So either you want someone to come back or you want to go back to someone. There's something here about regretting that you feel like you missed a chance at love by not taking action. I mean, I love Queen of Pentacles, but she's not an action taker, you know? You may have waited too long. We have patience, Garden of the Gate, and attachment. I feel like there was a lot of confusion around a situation, that perhaps you had some self-worth issues. Very interesting. This card came up in Capricorn. You may have been, there may have been someone here. Virgo, Gemini, Virgo, Aries, that kind of gave you an offer or maybe a little opening, and you may have like not taken it, and now there's regret around it. There is a bigger lesson here. It seems that you've been doing some work around your self-worth. Wow. Aqua card. You've been doing some work around your self-worth to get yourself unstuck. It may have been around your attachment style. You may have been looking at, I feel in this reading that the Seven of Swords is more of a chaser card. I've cried over you, I'm coming back. It's like, I feel like your guys' attachment styles have some issues and are triggering, to say the least. I haven't yet said this in this reading, but I do feel a lot of like very magical energy here. Pushed you away because I was scared. Exactly. I have a plan, but you have to trust me. You're so different than what I'm used to, but I like it. I see signs. I feel so much regret. Yes, you feel regret. I've cried over you. I'm thinking about making you an offer. I do think you're thinking about this offer. I do think you and your person, because your person always shows you, right? In a reverse polarity mirror. They're your exact opposite polarity. And one of the things that seems to have happened here is this control mechanism. I'm going to part with the key on the bottom. They're watching you, stalking you. Interesting. Okay. Definitely watching you. When we plan, the plan is of the mind, and the mind is fear energy, and that is what keeps us in these repetitive thought loops. It's kind of the opposite of going with the flow. It's the opposite of flexibility. It's always like setting up a scheme or a structure and then inevitably being disappointed when not everybody conforms and not everything works perfectly. You know, that's kind of the Aqua God complex that everybody talks about, though. You're a very fixed sign. You are water, right? And there is this element here that you won't ever get that kind of big love you're looking for without opening yourself to be vulnerable. And that's kind of what I guess this full moon is trying to teach you here. And you feel your masculine talking to you about this. Like, there's so much moon here. There's so much light, moonlight here, where I feel like you don't really want to go into your shadow. You don't really want to look at why you do the things you do and why. It's like you would call other people manipulators, but you're just as much a manipulator, and so are we all, right? Manipulation in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing, because we all position ourselves to look a certain way and to, you know, appear the way we want. That's why we wear the things we wear and do the things we do, post the pictures we post. We all don't show our whole self, but they're saying in the context of love, you're not going to be able to keep that facade up. And right now, your masculine is showing you that a bit. It's not narcissist. It's narcissistic, it's not being a narcissist, right? So the control of the emotions and not really allowing someone to see inside and open up here. And they're highlighting this perfect. It's like, it's a different perfect than like looking perfect. It's like, you kind of always want the like emotions in the tarot is this ocean, right? And so you kind of always want your emotion ocean to look perfect on the surface, and then like there's a raging storm underneath, and that's a very difficult way to be, right? We're trying to hold all that raging emotion inside. And they're saying you won't ever get to that experience without allowing people to see the reality of the emotion that you have. Anyway, if you'd like more help with that, I do readings for personal readings, and I do coaching on manifestation, and also I do help Divine Feminines do like longer healing sessions where we work exclusively on your with spirit on what you need to move forward so you can move forward in your union. All right, I'm gonna go to Pisces now, and that is 10510. This is really a lot longer than I thought. I'm gonna break this into 2 pieces. All right, Pisces, let's see what we've got going on here. King of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Very interesting with the Devil. Huh. Well, what an interesting energy that is. I feel like some of you may have communication from your masculine. Oh, now we have the Queen of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands and 6 of Swords. Yeah, I do feel like some of you will have a return of your masculine here. After quite a long period of separation for this particular pile, you two are having some very interesting energies. Huh. I feel like you're really feeling each other's. Look at that. Look at how close those two are. Your masculine has really been thinking things over. So we haven't really seen any cards like this yet. Very interesting cards. I'm not going to say that your masculine is going to come back with a bunch of lovey-dovey feelings. However, they are under the surface. I feel like, though, your masculine feels like there's some business here to talk about. Something important is, ooh, my first jumping card. Oh God, and it fell like. Interesting. There may be some kind of celebration, birthday, something coming up. Your masculine has something to say that is very important to him. There's been a lot of thought about this. Wow. You don't see those two together every day. A lot of reflection. It's possible that one of the other signs had a very similar spread to this. I want to say it was Libra. I feel like there was silence after some kind of incident or betrayal or something like that. And what has transpired since then? Oh, gosh. Yeah. So Twin Flames has come out in several of the piles, which is very interesting. I know I hurt you. I never intended to. Do I believe that? No, not necessarily. But I think that's what they're going to tell you. I actually do think that they intended to hurt you. Sorry. like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a difficult energy here. This is a difficult energy. There's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot on the line here. Oh, you got the butterfly and the dragonfly. You know, you've been healing your heart, and so have they. So always feminine first, then masculine. These two cards are really interesting. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Sorry, my throat's closing up. This happened in Virgo's reading too. Have faith, love is coming, surprise. Interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to like really get a handle on this energy, but it's kind of crazy. There's a very high level to this energy. It's a very evolved. It's almost like, okay, they've been giving me the weirdest analogies. It's imagine you took a lot of care. Oh, I just see 111 on my clock. Setting up this beautiful picnic, and then it starts to rain, and you try to like pick up the whole blanket and move it under cover. If you have all the food and the drinks and everything out and you try to move it all at once, it's gonna get messed up, right? You guys have laid quite a foundation that hasn't necessarily been built on, it's been mostly built on like telepathic, spiritual energy and almost pain. To evolve to the next level, you can't pick it all up like that and move it, okay? It's as if like a butterfly is going to have to transport one thing at a time, and in doing that they're transformed. So that takes time, right? I feel such a high level of psychic awareness here that you kind of already know all of this. And so right now you're like, it's like the Narnia closet, they're saying. It's like you're aware of this reality, you're aware of that reality, but the reality yet you're not aware of so much is when you walk through the wardrobe, right? Because to walk through the wardrobe, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like, it's one of the Narnia books. I don't even know which one it is. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they're saying. And I don't know if it's true or not. But so you walk through the wardrobe, and in order to open the next door, you have to fully shut the door behind you. And so for a moment, you're in total darkness, and that's the only way through. It's like you have to have total faith and leave all of that pain behind and step into a new reality. This is really beautiful, actually. Step into a new reality where, you know, it's also, I think they're trying to give me something other than the chrysalis and the butterfly, because we've all heard that like 900 times. And in the darkness, a lot of us want to run back because we're alone and we're afraid and we don't know what's we're facing. We don't know what's to come. And they're also saying, like, it may not just be 2 doors, it may be 10 doors and in the wardrobe, and you may have the ability, or it may be 3. Often when the frequency of the twin comes closer, right, you get in harmony, it draws in a soulmate, and that's a weird lesson for the feminine. It happens all the time. I don't know why exactly, but you may have that occur, and that may be something that goes on for you, and that you may choose them. Again, it's so interesting because they're showing me the doorway here, which I wasn't really looking at, but it's a beautiful analogy. So thank you, Spirit. Hopefully it says to you what you need to know, but it's like you're maturing. This is important, and things are accelerating, and you know this. You feel this on an intuitive level, that there's something coming. And a lot of us have a fear about letting go of pain, because it means that we feel like if we let go of the pain, we're going to allow ourselves to be exposed to the possibilities that it may happen again, or we may be naive and we may not see it, right? There's a lot of reinforcement that we be smart and we don't, you know, play the fool again. And they're saying, really, you can't go through that wardrobe unless you're a fool. And you know, you have kind of the heart of a child. So I'm going to leave that there, Pisces. If you want to work with me, the information's in the box below, and I shall talk to you next time. All right, Aries, here we go. 11736. I don't even know how to write that on the thing. 4 of Cups, Ace of Wands. You know, Ace of Wands is a incredible energy. Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, Hierophant, Strength. You haven't had many major arcana come out, to be honest. And you have 3 in a row. 6 of Pentacles reversed with the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, those are all fixed signs here. Oh, sorry, Sagittarius is mutable. A lot having to do with Jupiter here too. I feel like there's some blessings coming in for you, Aries. They may come through a female or a mother figure. They may come from inheritance. They may come, oh, that's beautiful. Card hasn't come out yet. It's an upgrading of your heart chakra here. This may be the work you did in Venus retrograde. I see that you are mastering some aspect of yourself. Maybe the aspect of yourself that you would rush into relationships. You would rush to, yeah. I'm sorry if someone passed away. If this happened, this card came out in Libra also. If you had, so I knew that card was coming out. If you had someone pass away, I apologize. If you had someone move away, if you had a severing of ties, I apologize. That's really hard to go through. It could have been a breakup here with that Wisteria card coming out. I see this has prompted you to work on your attachment style, but also to know how very special you are, to see that, and you have the 11 cornucopia card here, to see that you don't always have to be the strong one. You don't always have to hold up the entire relationship. I see here that you realize that you can receive help, that you can receive love, that you can ask for, you know, that's a huge thing here. I think this is what was going on, is that you were giving, and you didn't really know, you didn't feel worthy in your heart to receive, and now you do. And so your masculine's going to show that back to you. If you're still working on it, keep going. You have cards that haven't come out yet. Your masculine's really, really having strong pull towards you. I see you've leveled up and you've done a lot of work, and so be proud of yourself that your masculine will be doing this work, or is doing this work currently. And I feel like you two are, this was in Pisces also, like you're really, I think, really sending your telepathic messages back and forth, and your hearts are like opening to each other. You're very much on the same vibe. I get that this is you two, it could be two females, but it really, that's not what court cards mean. So I feel like I do feel like there will be a return here soon. You know, there's been a lot of balancing. I don't do readings like this very often. I think maybe you're both afraid to reach out. And that may be the, you know, when we have recurring thoughts, that is fear energy. Our fear energy is our mind energy. It's not our heart energy. And I see your mind and heart right now are kind of in a little bit of a, I want to win. No, I want to win. No, I want to win. And so in order to come back together, you guys have to be led by your heart chakra, and you have to be willing and okay to be rejected, right? That is the path to unconditional love. The path to unconditional love is, see, under this was, my fears keep stopping me. There is some fear here that needs to be dealt with. One of you may have a lot of money, and one of you may not, and one of you may be older and one may be younger. There's a difference here of some sort where one of you has a bit more security in life, which is an illusion, but there is a bit of putting each other on a pedestal and thinking, well, why would they want me because I'm this? And the way that our society has sanctioned, condoned relationships up till now has been to match us up on superficial things like age, socioeconomic status, race, you know, whatever, education, things that don't necessarily make you happy together. But going against that has been difficult for a lot of people, and a lot of people believe that the twins are here to break those paradigms down. So obviously we're not doing great at relationships as a society. So you two are kind of side by side looking at this, like you both are wanting to move forward, and you both are very interested. there's just a fear here of overcoming what may be a difference, what may be, there's something holding you back that you're going to get over. But part of that is really remembering you're a spiritual being in an incarnation of a body, that the body doesn't really mean very much. I mean, it is important in your incarnation, but it doesn't really mean you're one way, right? The stereotypes that people place on you because of the way you look or what you do or how old you are or how much money you have, it doesn't really mean very much in the long term of things. Like if you're not happy with someone and they fit all of the things on paper, then what does it matter? It doesn't matter because it doesn't work because you're not happy. And there's some fears around that need to be overcome here. And I think that is the next thing for you guys to do. I didn't get any of these cards because I just didn't feel like I needed them. But let's see. What do we have here? Twin Flame card came out again. Yeah, I feel like you're going to really get some guidance here that's going to really help you make the right decisions for yourself, and understand that when your heart knows it's the one, and your heart knows it, and that's that. It's like, why are you trying to convince other people that this to approve of the person you want to be with? So, all right, I'm going to move on to Taurus, and hello, Taurus. If you want to work with me anymore, my information is in the box. All right, Taurus. Eight of Cups has come up for a couple people. And what I get right off the bat is kind of bothers you that there's nobody else for you. Like, I feel like you're almost trying to prove to yourself that someone else could take your counterpart's place. I was gonna say, there's a lot of dark energy here. I'm not loving this energy. I feel like you're caught up in your mind a bit about making something happen. And it's not like the control that I saw, but it is, you have the moon twice. I feel like you're kind of hiding your true intentions and making moves. I never loved the Steel card. Based on you think you can kind of outsmart like the algorithm type situation, like, well, if nobody actually knows what I'm thinking, then they can't possibly like take control of my mind. And I don't really care if this relationship doesn't work out. That's the main energy I'm getting here. It's like, if it looks like I don't care and I act like I don't care, I must not care. And they're saying no, that the energy really never can lie, right? And this is going to, see, I'm so afraid of rejection. This is the truth. I keep seeing signs of it everywhere I go. Well, your masculine will show you this. My fears keep stopping me. The truth is that you want to reunite with your masculine, but what's stopping you is your fear, and that's totally normal. So don't think I'm picking on you, because that's everybody. But the way that you're kind of dealing with it is they've been giving me some really good analogies, so I'm trying to get another one here. I don't like that one. Can I have a different one, please? It's like if you have something that's not working properly and you put like a cover over it so it appears like it's better, it still is not working, right? And it's not that it's not working, it's just that you're not facing something. And it's keeping, oh my God, I can't make it up. I think 3 have had this card on the bottom of the deck, which is insane. And now I forget what I was saying, but it's like you're not being vulnerable enough to allow you to face your own fears of rejection and unworthiness and unlovability, right? This is like the hardest of the hard conversations here, because there's a thing in Twin Flame where our masculine will show us this victim energy until we actually liberate ourselves out of it. And nobody wants to have it doesn't really matter what anyone else says. Until you decide that you're not a victim, you're a victim. So your masculine could have done a whole bunch of things. Could have had a kid with someone else, could have gotten married to someone else, could be engaged to someone else, could have done really something difficult, okay? Could be married, whatever it is. They could have told you, like, I never want to see you again. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you that circumstances do not matter. But what they're showing you is that you are not available to this relationship as it is right now. And it's because let me try to really get it, because it's difficult. Like, I'm asking for the deeper layers of it, because we can all just say, oh, we're afraid. We are afraid. We're all afraid. We're afraid of being hurt. We're afraid of being vulnerable. We are afraid, right? They're showing me this turtle here with its shell on. You have a big shell on you. And it's like a reflective shell. It's a shell that you're so intelligent. When anything comes at you, you can instantly be like, no. And you're so smart that it's like, no, it's not me, it's you because of this, but it never actually sounds like that. And so no one would really call you a manipulator because it's too seamless, right? But it's just that you've practiced it so much that it's like flawlessly integrated into your psyche. And there is a lot of love here. There's a lot of feelings here. These are cards of intensity. There's an awareness here of the deeper, darker layers that you two are dealing with. And that's like an intuitive, they're saying blessing, and I'm sure it doesn't feel like a blessing, okay? There's an intuitive blessing to meeting someone who can match you on your level, because it like wipes out every single other option. In your heart and mind, you guys know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're the ones for each other. But there is this like kind of castle built that you're kind of unwilling to tear down or to even look inside. It's like there's this castle built that, I guess it's like the turtle shell, but it's like, it's so barricaded, you can't go in it. And you know that your home is in the castle, but you're on the outside of your castle. This is a weird analogy. Anyway, there's going to be an event coming here. You have a new spiritual path that's calling you. You have a new spiritual journey. You have something you have to go do. That's going to teach you a lot about, even though you give yourself all of the quote unquote good life, good stuff, there is, they're kind of showing me like, you don't really let yourself throw caution to the wind. You don't really allow yourself that passion of experiencing like untethered joy and exuberance, right? It is always a controlled type feeling, and there's a new road you're about to go down that you will have to you'll have to get out of those constraints. Okay, that's what they're giving me right now. So I hope that helped you. Just know that if you do this work, that you will see results very quickly. It's going to be a very swift change. Okay, but they're saying it's like the focus really needs to be on your growth, even to the point where you may need to stop doing a couple things that you're doing right now and pay attention to what's calling you. All right, Gemini, 8 of Wands, the Sun reversed. Let's go. Tower, Sun. Big energies here. Big energies. Let's see what comes out for us. King of Wands reversed, Page of Cups. Interesting. I think those two came out together. Wow. Judgment in reverse. Man, do I wish that was upright. And 10 of Pentacles. But that is beautiful. We want Temperance. And Death. With the Devil. So Death was the main energy. I want to say Pisces. Maybe Pisces. So yeah, 3 major arcana here. I see you really wanting to move on into a very stable position. I see you giving a lot of thought to legacy. Interesting. Something's about to be exposed. Look at that. These 2 cards came out together, I think for Aries. Could be a mother or a female family member involved here. That's what I'm getting. So, Spirit, I need one more card on Judgment, please. Can you tell me what is this about and what does it mean here? So we have the King and the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups. Those came out in my TikTok reading today. With the Five of Swords reversed, Three of Wands reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune. So things are not going to go exactly as you anticipate them. There may be a delay here. There may have been a delay, but there may be even more delay. And it may be, well, here's what I see, because I see Patience and Temperance together. The angels are really taking control of this situation. And I can see that there has been, wow, some tomfoolery here. You know it already. You know that there has been somebody creating some tomfoolery. I wish they would give me a little bit more. So I get the sense that you really want to move past whatever has been going on. You really want to, there has been a tremendous lesson. Oh, I love you. Got a tarot reading on you. I know I hurt you. I see you really want to move on. You're ready for the future. This has been a long time coming here. It's almost like the universe had to reorder itself. I feel like someone spoke words to you that were not true. Yes, someone did speak words to you that was not true. It's not your masculine. There is another energy here, a female energy, watching you. Watching you. Yes. What they kind of want you to know is that things went the way that they went to teach you a very important lesson about loving yourself and trusting your own intuition and maturing you specifically for a purpose here. I feel for the majority of you that you went through a very, very dark night of the soul, a very dark time in your life. A kind of final purge, and it was this person's destiny in your life to do that for you. I know that we do not see betrayal and lies and these things as gifts, but ultimately they really turn out to be that way. And having the Ten of Pentacles as the final outcome here is a very beneficial card. I see that the worst part is over. There may still be a temptation here where you are offered something, and it will have to be up to you whether you take that or not. But the real gift, I do think this may be something having to do with a settlement, a legal, a divorce, some kind of situation where things needed to be divided. And if not that, it could have been leaving a job or leaving a company or selling a business, something where you felt like you got the short end of the stick. And it's not done yet, I don't think, for most of you. They're really not giving me a bunch of meat, but they are saying you learned a really, really valuable lesson. You learned unconditional love for yourself, self-love and trust, and you learned that people who treat you, the air is coming up because it's really important. It's a really, really big lesson. You learned that people being incapable of loving you is not because you're unlovable, and it's not because you're not valuable. People do these things because of what's inside them, not what's inside you. And if you learned a lesson about valuing yourself, then it was, you got drawn into this because of your low self-worth or something inside of you that needed to be karmically shifted, right? So these two angels here are saying you must forgive. This judgment here is saying you must forgive yourself. You must forgive this person to move past this. You will stay trapped here forever if you do not. And this has been a repeating lesson through lifetimes where you were the one that hurt this person or people, and you now have the chance to end this cycle. And like always, I don't really love I'm missing somebody. I don't really love cycles, but they're an important thing to understand the wholeness of. So I hope that makes sense. If you're still keeping this mask on, there's a mask here, and I think it's your masculine, but he's showing you that you need to be comfortable in allowing your true feelings on the outside, okay? So as soon as you do that, he'll do that. I missed somebody, and now it's making me so upset. Aries, Taurus. Oh, Cancer. I always leave Cancer out. Okay, so I hope that helped you. That was a very big message, different than all the other messages that have come through. So I'm going to tell you this because I think you'll get more out of this particular message, which I could have been almost like a private reading. If you watch your sun, moon, Venus, and rising of you and your twin, it will be helpful to create a complete picture and see where the overlaps are and see where, you can fit them together because some of them do overlap. And so, yeah, Cancer, 148. So let's see what's going on for you. Strength and Knight of Swords. So you're going to be getting some strength to say the truth of what actually is going on with you, what actually happened here. I think this will actually maybe be a situation that is unavoidable for you. Page of Wands, 7 Pentacles, the Sun. Oof. Yeah, so I saw that card on the bottom while I was shuffling. So I do think you're going to have to, I think maybe you or your masculine, because your masculine always shows you what you're doing, made a plan of some sort, moved forward, said some words, thought things were going in a direction that you invested in, and you're having to now look at the consequences of your actions. This is a spiritual lesson. You have the beautiful opportunity in your life. I love when this does this. To correct. So if you have Gemini anywhere in your chart, or your masculine does, I would watch Gemini's reading first. It's going to explain a lot about what's going on here. You have the beautiful opportunity in your life to end a cycle and to choose to be truthful, and to tell the truth here, and to change. The Spirit will not allow you to move forward without you rectifying the situation that you have created. And you know, first of all, I don't have to tell you any of this because you already know it. And you're looking out to the future now. And I see that you're really considering something. There are angelic forces around you that are leading you in the right direction. And look, there have been masculines in your past that have really hurt you, probably starting from your father. I see 2 significant ones here, possibly more. And remember, when we have a wound, we just continuously draw to us situations that basically allow us the opportunity to experience that again and to heal the wound. Like, we just keep drawing the wound to us. These could be from, oh God, these could be from childhood. And I think you've been dealing with a lot of these for quite a while. You could have had someone that hurt you very badly. You, I think in this situation, did something you're not happy with here. So I would really encourage you to listen to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus of you and your person, and to make a bigger picture of this, because this is a big picture. It's just too big of a reading for me to put all in this little one, but I think you're going to get the other parts of it you need in the rest of your chart, because there was an ending in your life that took place. I think it would be what I would call like a tower moment for you. That kind of caused, they're showing me like a domino spiral, and the spiral goes down. And I think you kind of spiraled into a place because you were trying to protect your heart from this deep wound. This ending had a trigger that hit you in the deepest part of you. You may have felt abandonment, you may have felt betrayal, you could have felt many different things. As I said in some other of these readings, I think Libra, was that in other lifetimes, you were the one that did this betrayal. And now, or you were the receiver of this betrayal and hurt and pain. And now you're the one who's giving it. This could be reversed with your masculine, but I actually think that this is a different person. And you have the ability now, like I love this sun card because she's sitting in water, right? So the sun is Leo, and it is ego, it is also truth. You deceived someone, you deceived the truth, you distorted it, and you're living in this pain now. You're living in the consequences of it. And it's challenging here for you. I'm not gonna lie. You can't figure out a way to undo what you did or undo what's been done. And there's really only one way through this that I see here, is that you choose love, you choose the truth, and you do the right thing. And there's going to be a situation, an event, or a moment where you see something that allows you to end this toxicity that's been going on and to choose the right path for yourself, if you want to end this cycle. Otherwise, the cycle will continue through your life, through the next lives, right? This is a big moment of alchemy, is the word they're using. You can alchemize a situation that has been carried down through your family's bloodline, and it actually occurs when you open up and you say, I'm not good at communicating my feelings, but I'm gonna try to do it. And you're truthful with what you're led to do through spirit. So I think that if you do this, you will draw in some soulmates into your life that will have incredible benefits for you long term. Okay, I hope that helped you. 156 for Leo. And if you'd like a reading or a healing session with me, you can find that in the description box. Also, I did September readings, which were like the full moon in September. It's kind of just a check-in, and most of them have been with a person, but some of them are focusing on you if you're at that healing stage. So, Leo, see what we have for you. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. So beautiful. They're saying follow your passion. Don't overthink this right now. So that's a beautiful energy to be in. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Lovers, Justice. So, to be honest, we've had a lot of reversals come up, and here we have some upright cards. Especially the Lovers is giving me a lot of hope. You are wanting to head back into a situation with someone you feel did not treat you fairly. Probably you're masculine. I feel like you've been thinking about this for a very long time. It's kept you up at night. It's made you have a lot of thought about why did this happen? Why did I choose what I chose? Why did they choose what they chose? I see here you've really taken your time, and you've tried not to be impulsive with this. And you want to speak the truth. The truth is wanting to come out. And I think maybe if there was, somebody else involved or something, you may have gotten really hurt. Your ego may have gotten really hurt. But I do see that you are overcoming that. Body's getting really hot. So I feel like it made you very angry. And what if you don't accept me for who I really am? You're afraid of being vulnerable. I need you back. Keep a close eye on your social media. Please be patient. I knew we're twin flames. I know we're twin flames. So honestly, in almost every pile, every sign, twin flame cards come up, which is crazy. I do, it's a jumper, sunglasses. I do think it would be good for you, and I've said this to a couple signs, but not all of them, to watch your sun, moon, and rising and Venus, because for you and your person, because you need to paint like a whole picture, right? This is like a little snapshot. I feel like you've been very stubborn. You probably have been hearing things about what's been going on. You've been very heartbroken, and you think you've seen this mirrored here, but you have gone through this transformation. I feel like you're going through a transformation, or you have gone through it, and you're seeing your masculine go through it. And on the twin flame journey, we have to do our healing on our own, and then we get to experience each other again and trigger each other again. And it feels like this particular trigger has taken you a very long time to dissect. And they're giving me kind of a grim analogy. They've given me a lot of good analogies today. So if we always knew what caused, sorry for this analogy, someone to die, we would never have to do the, whatever you call it, the postmortem autopsy. And because we would already know. But if it's a question, we have to go looking through it, right? When we do a relationship postmortem, we have to go looking through ourselves, if we're brave enough to do that. It does look like you've been brave. It does look like you have healed a part of your heart from toxic relationships or addictions. Like, I feel like you've gone through and looked at, like, why couldn't I receive what I needed to receive? Why couldn't I give what I needed to give? Why was this so difficult? Because I feel like this got difficult. And it rested on this not enoughness, right? Lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. And I do feel like, I said that at the very beginning, that there was a jealousy, ego, envy issue here, where maybe there was a karmic involved, and that really hurt you, and it triggered your self-worth. But I see that you're working this out. There's like 3 cards of coming back here. You're working this out, and you're rising from these ashes, and you're going to wind up in this beautiful place, right? Like, these are really nice cards to kind of explain that you've been traveling through this heartbreak, but you're going to wind up in this beautiful place here. We have 434, where you know who you are, and you know what you bring to the table, and you know, like, why you close your heart down sometimes, and the fear that's underneath that needs to be healed, right? Deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. There is part of you that you're letting go of. And it maybe is the part of you that you kind of held up to the world of, like, I've got everything under control. Look at me, you know. It's the Leo ego, right? But that isn't the real you. The real you does really value this beautiful relationship and this give and take, and it is a choice to either choose to be happy alone or choose to work with someone that you can give and take in equal, you know, measure, and that is going to be addressed here. It's like, why couldn't we work this out? Why couldn't you be fair to me? Why was this so unjust, and I think there will be a reckoning of this injustice here, and it will allow you to move forward in a new way. So I hope that helped you. If you'd like to work with me, my information's in the box, and I so appreciate you liking, sharing, and commenting because it helps so much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.